Hello everyone, welcome back to World of Warship Blitz. This time it is the Tier 8 American cruiser, the Wichita. The American cruiser line I loved, but the Wichita has one problem that it does struggle a little bit with. Its guns are a little bit short range. I mean, presumably the Pensacola and the New Orleans suffer from the same problem, but I don't notice it. But you certainly notice in the Wichita and the Baltimore is even worse. So here we are, and as you can see from the title of this video, which is Torpedo Do's and Torpedo Don'ts, I do some things well and do some things badly. We'll start with the well because the badly ends very badly, as it turns out. So we're providing cover for this Fletcher. The battleship is heading off way down towards the other end, so I'm turning my guns in so that I head towards the corner of the map as I evade. And we have what looks like a bot with Wichita and a Benson. So I give the Benson a snapshot. That obviously announces my presence. He's going to crawl on the other side of this island. That Fletcher knows what he's about. And I'm going to slow down because basically those torpedoes, thanks to the Fletcher, have been pretty clearly marked out for me. And I'm going to pound this guy with my guns. In the meantime, the Wichita I'm going to ignore because it's a bot. Yeah, well, I won't completely ignore it because it's points, but as you'll notice, as I was turning, the Benson tried to predict. I turned back, and his torpedoes, those might be from the Zhao actually. They are. They're from the Zhao. Because I slowed down, they cut down in front of me. I speed up. And I take it on the nose from the Zhao. That's a friendly ship, so I won't shoot at that. Get guns back on target, and here we go with the Zhao. He's turning in. Hopefully, no citadel, but a pretty nasty shot. Now I slow right down here because what cruisers love to do is to shoot torpedoes on the far side of islands, and they will be appearing in a second or two. There they go. He was hoping for a quick kill, and now he's got a problem. So I am going in reverse, and I'm going to swing myself around, get some secondaries. I keep forgetting about the secondaries. It's his guns versus my guns. I know which I put the money on. There we go. We're about to reload. Unfortunately, the rapid reload would be very useful about now. Nice citadel because he's facing away. You shoot down through the superstructure. Now he is turning in order to fire torpedoes. And then he decides, because I'm end on to him, that that'll just give me a nice big broadside. The torpedoes would mostly miss and he'd end up dead. So instead, he's going to fire his torpedoes at something to my left, which there's a cruiser. I nail him, and here is where I lose it. That's the do's. Now the don'ts. This is a YOLO. This is a you only live once attack by this Benson. I've got my rapid reload. He turns, so I'm turning in away from him by the looks of it. Now what I should have done here is zoomed out, because I would easily have survived this, except when I zoom out now, you'll see that I have overturned and taken most of the torpedoes. My steering is jammed. I'm flooding with no consumable to use in order to relieve the flooding, and that was senseless. I would easily have only taken maybe one or two of those torpedoes and finished them off. So that's the don'ts. When someone YOLOs, you want to be end on. Now, unfortunately, what generally happens at the end of the match, when the ship numbers become uneven, is it becomes basically a pretty lonely game. So this battleship is blameless because he's obviously supported that Tirpitz and taken Cap C. But yeah, because all his friends have died around him, he's trying to take B. That Gascon is already in there. And it's a pretty rough game for him. He'll disappear pretty quickly. So for those battleships that do like to hang out on their own, just be aware that if you're not taking damage, someone else is. And when everybody else is gone, it's a pretty quick game. I think that It's 5 torpedoes. That looks like the Benson's fired those off, which is a bit premature. He could have really got the kill there if he'd dug in a bit closer. But obviously, I've wounded him pretty badly, and that's him after he's healed himself up. And so he's taking it a bit conservatively. They have the game in the bag. There's no way that this North Carolina can pull out of that, and he's got a Izumo. This Izumo must be having a great time. This Izumo surprises me because I don't remember fighting him, but he's coming from the direction that I was having combat in, so I was quite surprised to see him there. I certainly died from torpedo hits, not from Izumo gunfire, so it'd be interesting to see where he was and what he was doing. But yeah, there's the match. Let's go have a look at the stats afterwards. It would have been a difficult match, but I lost a lot of health to those torpedoes. One of those players was a bot. The Izumo is actually a pretty fragile ship, so it could have been quite different if I'd survived. 48,000, one ship dead, one destroyer pretty close, but not quite because I screwed up. And that Benson, that Gascoigne, was pretty amazing. And as you can see, a couple of nice citadels sinking, 79 main battery hits. There you go. Thanks for watching.